Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at BDP's floating boxes. Now, a floating box is a content area or a box of content or opt-in form or a video or an image that floats basically over the normal page. That it works outside the parameters or the wrappers of your normal page. And we've got two rules to it. The basic rules: the one is that it's a static form or static area, so it stays in the same place. If you scroll down, it will go down, and if you scroll up, it will go up with the page. And the other one is that it actually moves with the page. What I'd like to show you is that let's add a few lines of text, and what I do is, just to get the scrolling on the page working, I'm going to update this. Let's just have a look. Right, so as you can see, I can scroll up and down this page. Right, so now when you insert an image normally in your page, you would just go and add the image and insert it into the page, and if you'd have a look, it'll scroll up and down. It'll be inside your page, so it needs to be inside this area that you're working in, and if you have maybe a sidebar, then it's going to be inside that area. But that's basically where it's going to be, and you can move it left, right and center. Another example would be, I'm just going to go and grab the URL from a YouTube video. So if I go and embed a YouTube video inside my page, I would need to embed the video, and there it's going to be. I can adjust the size, just update this, and I'm going to refresh. Alright, so there's the video. So it can play inside my page. And then something else that we can also do is, I'm just going to go into my my Aweber account, log into for the list building, and I am going to use this form for my list building purposes, and I am going to insert the form inside this area. So I'll just grab this content and I'm going to insert the form in this area. I'm just doing this to show you exactly what you can do what you're limited to when you don't have the ability to change where you want your forms. Right, so your forms and your videos and images and even text. I mean, the text, it needs to be there, it needs to be aligned, it needs to stay in this area. But now and then we want something on a page that we want outside the parameters of the theme or the basic settings. We want something over here, we want a form up there, we want it to keep on sliding, keep it available. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take you through what the plugin actually do, or the function actually do, and we are going to go and create one or two forms. And I'm just going to go up here, let me just go to the visual editor, and I'm just going to go and click on the floating content box generator. Now the box basically needs some specifications, so we're going to give it a size, and what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to start with a basic size, because we can edit this afterwards, and I'm going to make this height 200 by 300, and then the positioning of the box, we're still trying to make it easier to understand always, but what you can basically do is you can just leave it to say from left to the center, so it's from the left to the center and from the right to the center. So we're going to leave it left to the center, so it's going to be on the left portion of the page, and we are going to say about 50 pixels, and then from the top of the actual posting content, so that's from the top of your page. So if I go to the page, it's going to be from the top, so this is going to be plus and this is going to be minus. So let's say I'd like the box to be right here in the middle, but I'd like it to be up there. I'm going to say it's approximately let's say minus 50, so I'm just going to make it minus 200. We can edit this afterwards. And then the behavior. Now if I'm going to make it fixed, then as I scroll down, it's going to go up and it's going to disappear. If I make it floating, it's going to come down with the content. So I'm just going to make it floating now to show exactly how this works. And the next thing is that regarding the design, you can choose if you want an outline, if you want the form to be transparent. So if you're using whatever goes into the box, if you want the content to be transparent, many times you create a form that has no background, nothing. It's just the form. It's just the two lines. Then you can actually go and you can change the. You can make this block transparent, and it'll just add that. I'm just going to make it transparent now for showing you how this works. And then you can add a shadow. Just remember when you're adding a shadow that you need to make sure that the box eventually ends up being exactly the same size as what you're going to add. And then we've decided if we're going to add some padding or not. I'm just going to leave the padding so that it fills up the box. Usually when we're going to insert just text, I'll activate the padding, but I'm going to show you a few more things now. Right, so we're still working on this YouTube S3 function. Just use the text and code, and I'm going to show you why, because it's easily updatable. And I'm just going to say here is the content for the box. Right, so put that in there, and I'm going to insert this. Alright, so there's the floating box. Just going to update, and let's have a look. If I refresh. Alright, so here's the box that we've created. If I'm going to scroll down now, this box is going to scroll over most of the content that is on this page. If you look at it, it goes over the images. It actually goes under the iframes. It goes over the forms, everything. Now, what I can do now is I can put different content in this. Now I'm going to change where this box is. Now I'm going to move it over to this right-hand up corner here. The height's just about right. It's just the where I actually want it. So I can say the content to the left. Let's just see if we change this to -250. Let me just update it. Should most likely move it to the left up there. Right. So, and when we actually want this, we need this to be positive. Right, so we've got a positive value, so it's going to put the content box to the right. So let me move the content box another, let's say 200 pixels. Alright, so I've changed this a bit. I've refreshed, so this box is up here now. Something you need to note is that for most of the times you're going to have two values here. If this is a negative value, the box is going to move sort of to this side of the center. If it's possible, it's going to positive. The box is going to move to the right side of the center. If this value is negative, it's going to move. It's going to be to the top of this top of the content, and if it is positive, it's going to come down. So I've just got to move it around a bit. Right now, I don't have any other content, so I'm just going to leave the box there where you can see it clearly. So what we can do is now we can go and have a look at doing something else. So this is actually where the content for this box is going to go. It's right down here. Now let's look at quickly putting an image in here. I'm going to delete this, and I'm not going to I'm not going to add a new image. I'm just going to drop this image right in there and update this. And let's refresh. Right, so the image is now up here and it's going to float with the box. So we're basically just about the right size, but the box height is just a bit too much, so we need to drop about 20 pixels. And if I go to the content height, I'm going to make this about 180. You'll see that the shadow that I'm using is actually going to start coming into play with the actual image now. That's just too much. Let's make it 190. Let's make this 190. and it's about 2 pixels, 2 odd pixels I need to remove still. And let's make it about 188. Now this is a very difficult thing to do on your site, but you'll learn over time that as you learn the way your site works and how things are looking, exactly, it's a very nice and easy way to put content on your sites. And what's nice about this is, unlike most other plugins that generate space for pop-ups and overs and unders and whatnot, it allows you to add to each page, add something that's relevant to the content on that page. So let's say you're running a promotion for a specific or you're writing a specific post about product X. You can run a promotion relating to product X. If you are doing a post for product Y, you can run a promotion for product Y on that page. So it allows you to really target in by using dedicated little floating forms. What's also nice is that you don't only need to use this form, you can add another form that goes onto this page as well. So you can add multiple forms, and let's just add another form. I'm just going to do, going to the next line, and I'm going to add another floating form, and let's make the height of this about let's make this 200 by 300 again, and let's work with 200, just to the right by another 200, and I'm gonna have this float as well. I'm gonna just leave the outline, transparency, everything. I'm just gonna make it transparent, and no padding, nothing. And what I want to do is, I would just like to add some test content, and let's insert this, and let's just have a look at exactly where it is. Okay, so there is the block. You can see there's the text. It's floating. Now what I can do is I can insert a form in here, and I'm going to show you exactly how you do that. We are going to go to my Aweber account, and what I want to do is I would like to go and have a look at forms. Just get a preview. Now this is a transparent little form, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to publish. I'm just going to grab the link there. And what I want to do is I want to go to the text, because it needs to be inserted in the HTML side. I'm just going to drop the form inside the content box. Let me just update this. Let's refresh. Alright, so there's the form. You can see it's actually active. I can work with this. Alright, now, and it's floating over the screen. So let's say I want this form up here. Let's just have a look at the settings of that box. I'm just going to use the same because I want it in the same place, and I'm going to make this -200 and update again. So I want to move this form over there and refresh, and you'll see now I've got the form. I've actually got the form over the image, and they're all sliding together. The problem would be now is that the form can actually be slightly higher. So let's just move the form up a little bit. We can move the form up maybe another 50 pixels. So this is going to take a bit of doing. You're going to need to spend some time to get exactly what you want, but at least this allows you, it enables you to basically do whatever you want. It allows you to put the forms wherever you need them. I can add a bigger picture. I can add a form only, which is that has a background, and this is a very, very nice function. I can move it around, so I can create a little image with a form or a form below it. So if I put the image on top and make some spacing, white spacing at the bottom, I can add the form there. So it allows me to actually create some custom opt-ins or whatever I need for the specific page. And then the other thing is I can also go and use this form, this box generator, and I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to generate a small box. Let's make this box about 300 by 200, and I'm just going to move it. Let's just leave it somewhere in the middle, and I can make this fixed. Let's do a fixed one, and I'm going to make a shadow for it. I'll show you how good that's going to look, and I'm just going to say insert video here. Alright, just know exactly where I am, and let's just have a look at where this box is. There we go, it's down here at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is, and this is a fixed box, so what I'm going to do is I want to move this box all the way, let's say below this form here. I'm going to just have a look at where it is, and it's going to be roughly at the same angle. It's just not going to be that high. And then I'm just going to take this box that I've got and I want to put it right at the top of the page. Right there. Alright, let's just have a look now. Right, so there's this box. It's below this video. I can actually move it out a little bit more. It's going to work from the center, so it depends on the size of the box also exactly where it's going to align from. Right, so I've got this box, and what this one's going to do is it's going to move up as you scroll down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert that video in there. I'll show you just now. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to drag this video that we've already inserted right there, and I'm going to delete this, update. Let's just have a look what we got. Right, so there's the video on the page, and this thing's going to scroll up. It's going to leave as we, and because it's higher up on the page than this box, it's going to go over that one. Right, so if I'd like to, and what's actually nice is you can see it runs through the form. What I can do now is I can change the settings of this box to match this one, and then you'll get this nice shadows as well. So let's just have a look. We've got about 356 by 202, so I'm just going to match this. I'm going to say I'd like the content height to be 202 and the width to be 356. Let's just see what we get. Refresh this. Alright, so you got an exact match. What you can see is now the shadows of the box has actually become the shadows of this video that is playing on your page. And if you press play, you'll see that the video is going to be running right inside the area. Alright, so this is a very, very nice function. It allows you to put these boxes over your screen, create opt-ins, create opt-in boxes over images. If you move this opt-in box down, you can actually put the opt-in box over the video, which is very nice as well. Alright, so that is that from this video. You need to play around with this a bit and you'll just see just what you're able to actually do with the capability or the functions of this specific content box generator, this floating content box generator.